So hello, I'm here, it's Jessica, and I'm here to talk about how I would integrate some technology into my courses. So I have been using H5P quite a while. I've used pretty well everything at some point in time: Padlet, Kahoot, Mentimeter, um, YouTube videos of my own. What else? Well, yeah, most things. Obviously PowerPoint and stuff like that. So I just think that H5P is very flexible, and it can let me add a lot of different things to it. So, for example, there's all these different types of content you can use. So we have, I typically, instead of using PowerPoint, I use interactive slides. I've never used some of this stuff, so accordion, arithmetic quiz, not really appropriate for me. I have used some of this collaging, and I've used, drag and drop. I've recently been playing with this. I've used fill in the blanks. Um, I've used the interactive video that I shared with you previously, and I think I've used some quizzes as well. So it's actually really simple to use. And if I can go back here. So here is my first slide. So if I wanted to add some text, for example, perhaps I'm teaching on academic writing. And I want to talk about introductions. Type it in, done. If I want to then add an image, I could add an image, and it forces you to give an alternate text, which is really great because for accessibility issues, it's awesome. And then it also forces you to put in the metadata. So then therefore, if we're using, for example, if I use an image from Unsplash, I can put in all the information here. If I use an open resource from Merlot or from Flickr or somewhere like that, I can put in all the oh my gosh, my brain's dead. The contributing, the source and the attribution, that's the word I'm looking for, the attribution in here. And it forces you to do it, because if you don't do it, then you cannot add the image to it. You can also add in links and videos. It's very easy to add in a video from YouTube. You can see here, it actually likes YouTube quite a bit. So you can add in open resources from YouTube. And then we have things like, let me just delete this, things like adding in a multiple choice. Again, very easy to use. There's my question. Are you tired? And here is my answer. I can give tips, or I can just give feedback to the students if that was, for example, the wrong answer. And here is the wrong answer. So then I would say try again, or whatever you want to write. So it's immediate feedback, which is also really, really good. Oops, and we slashed that because I did it too fast. Now, that's the one thing I will say about this. It is not intuitively friendly to the user. If you hit anything while you're using it, it's not saved. You constantly have to hit the save button because, for example, if I do text, blah, 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 I'm done. We click this done. You would think that the program's saving it, but it is not. So if you do a whole bunch of slides and you forget to once in a while click save, and you click on something, you get distracted, you lose the whole thing. And it is the worst. I've done it more than one time, and it's the worst. So that would be my only criticism of H5P, is that lack of saving, automatic saving. And if I go down here, you can see I can add drag text. I can even do an exportable writing, so that the students can actually, for example, I did in my prototype, I added an exportable text to one of my lesson plans to encourage the students to practice what they had been taught. For example, I was doing, I actually did this week, write an introduction, and then I did the content in a slideshow, and then I did, I can actually show you if I go. So here we are. I did, so this was my actual prototype. So I already had the slideshow. So here's the content. There's an example of how to write an introduction. And then the first thing I added, part of that prototype, was drag and drop. So they're going to put these sentences into the structure, the correct structure of an introduction. So it's to reinforce that structure, because the class I'm teaching right now are having a lot of problems with it. And then we talk about thesis statement, and then there's an exercise for thesis statements to get them thinking about how effective it is and the criteria. And then here is the exportable text. So they're going to write the introduction, and this can actually be sent directly to me by email, or it can be downloaded as a Word doc. So I plan to have them downloaded, and then do breakout rooms on Zoom when we have our Zoom class, where they can peer review each other's introductions. And then I can drop into the class and sort of review it all with them. And it would be like being in the classroom, as close as I can get, where I would typically walk around and say, hey, that's wrong, or hey, that's right, or hey, have you thought about? So that's my prototyping from this Ontario extent, which has been really great. And then I did a little checklist. So you can see from this, it's a really valuable tool, and I really, really love doing it. And overall, I think technology is incredibly useful, incredibly useful. And I think that we do need to, I can get really carried away and excited, and I really have to curate what I'm doing. Thank you for your time.